Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In-Depth.
Now on HHS In-Depth, reporter Emma Newberry introduces us to this semester's new assistant principal.
Plus, reporter Jordan Barnes takes us through last week's district-wide SACS showcase.
And we'll fill you in on next week's wardrobe themes to celebrate Students with Disabilities Awareness Week.
And later, I'll be in to let you know just how cold it's going to get this weekend.
And I'll get you caught up on the busy week of Spartan athletics in Down to the Wire.
All that and so much more.
Coming up today on HHS In-Depth.
Hello, Homestead. It's Friday, January 16th, and thank you for joining us today on HHS In-Depth. I'm Owen Kruger.
And I'm Olivia Butler. And Owen, these new schedules are kind of tripping me up a little, especially with all the new classes I've been having to find around the school.
Absolutely. I'm still figuring out how to get into my groove after winter break because of all these new teachers I have and all these new people I've been meeting. Speaking of new faces, after winter break, you may have noticed a new face here at Homestead. Mr. Beaumont recently joined the staff after coming over from Woodside, stepping into the role of assistant principal. He'll be overseeing discipline while also focusing on building strong relationships with students. Reporter Emma Newberry joins us now to help us get to know him a little better.
If you attended Woodside Middle School over the past few years, you may recognize a familiar face this semester. Mr. Beaumont is Homestead's new assistant principal, and he says building strong relationships with students is what drew him to the school.
I am so excited to see the kids. It's all about the kids. You know, it should be student-centered. I'm excited about my role to get to know the kids again. Not necessarily in my office because they're in trouble, but in the hallways or in the classrooms where they're doing good things.
Transitioning from middle school to high school can be a challenge, but Mr. Beaumont says he's excited to learn along the way.
Fact that I wanted to try out high school. I have a big interest in it. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm about to learn.
Outside of school, Mr. Beaumont says his hobbies make it easy for students and staff to get to know him beyond the hallways, and not just in his role as assistant principal.
I'm a huge outdoorsman. I love fly fishing, big time in the summer. I'm a big hunter, mainly turkeys. In the spring, so if I'm absent, I'm probably turkey hunting. And I love sports. I'm a huge Steelers fan, but if you walk into my office, you'll pick up on that right away.
From building relationships with students to sharing his love for the outdoors and sports, Mr. Beaumont says he's excited to be a part of the Homestead community. Reporting for HHS In-Depth, I'm Emma Newberry.
Thank you, Emma. As Mr. Beaumont settles in, he looks forward to meeting more students and staff. So don't be shy to stop by and say hello.
And now we go beyond Homestead.
In state news, this past Friday, the top-ranked Indiana Hoosiers football team punched their ticket to the national championship with a commanding and historic victory over number 5 Oregon in the college football playoff semifinal at the Peach Bowl in Atlanta. Indiana will now continue their undefeated season in a matchup with the Miami Hurricanes, the number 10 team in the playoffs. The championship game will take place in Miami on Monday at 7:30 p.m. on ESPN. If the Indiana Hoosiers can bring home the national title, it will be the first in their program's history, as well as mark the Big Ten's third straight national championship in college football. In international news, 2 weeks ago, the Federal Aviation Administration closed all Eastern Caribbean airports, canceling hundreds of inbound and outbound U.S. commercial flights due to the conflict between the U.S. and Venezuela. The situation has left tens of thousands of people stranded, unexpectedly extending family vacations and causing many Americans financial anxiety. Reporter Taylor Ham has more on that situation.
What was supposed to be a simple tropical vacation for many turned into an extended holiday. When FAA airspace restrictions finally lifted, many were shocked to find out that they couldn't reschedule their flights for a week or more. In addition to this has left thousands displaced, unable to find housing or rental cars. For many stranded travelers, the wait continues as airlines work to reschedule all these canceled flights. Officials say that operations are back to normal with occasional delays, but for now, patience is key.
Taylor Ham joins us in the studio now. And Taylor, you were one of the many people affected by this unfortunate situation. What did that look like from a tourist's perspective?
Well, Owen, many people were unexpectedly forced to spend more money than they intended, whether that's on hotels, for food, or for transportation. The large influx of people arriving on the island, combined with those already stuck, created major setbacks. Ultimately, it's a relief that the situation is nearly resolved, thanks to the new flights helping travelers get where they need to go.
Thank you, Taylor, for all of that information. Stick around. More HHS In-Depth is coming up next.
Next week, we take Monday off from school to honor Martin Luther King Jr., an activist against racism known for his I Have a Dream speech and his peaceful protests. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929, and led several protests against racism, including the Montgomery bus boycott fighting segregation on public transportation, March on Washington where he gave his I Have a Dream speech, and his How Long, Not Long speech after Bloody Sunday. Enjoy your 3-day weekend and have a good MLK Day, Spartans.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth.
Next week, our school will recognize Supporting Students with Disabilities Week, an awareness effort spearheaded by the Champions Cheer team. With no school on Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, activities will take place Tuesday through Friday and encourage students to show their support through daily wardrobe themes. This week is designed to promote inclusion, understanding, and acceptance for individuals of all disabilities within our school community.
This Spirit Week is hosted by Champions Cheer to raise awareness about spina bifida, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, and autism. We hope you all participate.
Attention National Honor Society members. Looking to earn sponsored or unsponsored hours? SACS pre-kindergarten program at Aboy Elementary is collecting new or gently used picture books for families. 4 picture books equal 1 hour with a maximum of 1 sponsored hour and 2 unsponsored hours. Donations must be a picture book only and should be dropped off in Dr. Ford's room by Friday, January 23rd. Please donate during passing periods or before or after school so classes aren't interrupted.
On Wednesday evening, Homestead High School welcomed future Spartans and their families for the 8th grade open house. The event highlighted the wide range of clubs, activities, and sports available to students, emphasizing the importance of getting involved beyond the classroom. Assistant Principal Mr. Worth, who organizes the event each year, says introducing 8th graders to Homestead now helps them better understand the opportunities and expectations they'll experience as future Spartans.
This is all about opportunities, all the opportunities Homestead has for our students. We've got counseling sessions, we've got AP dual credit sessions. About 60 of our clubs and activities are represented and tours all around the building, so 8th graders feel comfortable when they come to school.
Over winter break, renovations to the Legacy Gym were completed. While Spartan Arena has served as the main hub for indoor sports and activities during our time in high school, the Legacy Gym was once the primary gym for the school. Now that renovations are finished, what role will the Legacy Gym play moving forward?
So the reason that Homestead wanted to keep the Legacy Gym is, part of with the name, all the sports were played here before any of the extra gyms were added. And so, that's where everything's been. It's the legacy of what Homestead High School has had with success in their sports. Currently, the physical education department uses it for class. It'll also be used for events. Everything's been renovated, so we can host basketball in here. We could host volleyball in here, so it'll still be used for events as well.
While most history classes focus on looking back at the past, one teacher at Homestead is taking a different approach. By using music records in the classroom, students are learning how culture, people, and moments in history help shape the future.
Instead of beginning class with a lecture on Fridays, Miss Lisak plays music records from the early 1940s to present day. Each record represents more than entertainment. It offers insights into the situation surrounding each time period.
I hope students take a love of music and a willingness to listen to different types of music. Not only diversity of genres and different styles of music, but also diversity of the artists and the bands themselves. So just exposure to a lot of different types of music, different types of people. And I think that can not only, like I said, enhance the class, but cultural literacy is a big part of American culture.
By the end of lessons, students are not just learning dates and facts, they're learning history as it was lived. Taylor Diamond, HHS In-Depth.
Thanks, Taylor. As we told you earlier in the show, the Indiana Hoosiers are in the college football championship game on Monday night, and the yearbook staff is planning coverage of this historic moment. If you're a student or staff member attending the game, hosting a watch party, or celebrating in a fun way, they'd love to feature your experience. Please send photos of your celebrations to Mr. Manco at the email address shown below. Submissions are due by next Friday, January 23rd.
Spartan seniors, several new scholarships have been added to the Homestead Scholarships page, including the Student Government Senior Scholarship and the Sabert Scholarship, which will be awarded exclusively to Homestead High School seniors. Select scholarships under the Guidance tab on the HHS website for information on how to apply for these.
Homestead's student-run newspaper, The Spartana, is hosting a donation drive benefiting Vincent Village starting today and running through February 27th. If you're looking for a way to give back to the community this winter, this is a great opportunity.
The Spartana Drive is all about trying to raise items that homeless people need. We're not really allowed to collect money as like a school club.
Because the Spartana is not allowed to collect money donations, they are instead asking for tangible ones. Vincent Village provides shelter and support for homeless families. While all donations are appreciated, they are especially requesting bed sheets, baby food, and hygiene items. All donations can be dropped off to boxes at door 1, door 33, or Mrs. Baltus's room.
Last Thursday, Homestead hosted the SACS Showcase, an event inviting families who live outside the district boundaries to explore whether Southwest Allen County Schools is the right fit for them. The showcase comes after the school board voted to make SACS a limited open enrollment district starting next year. Reporter Jordan Barnes has more on the story.
After the decision for Southwest Allen County Schools to become a limited open enrollment district, Homestead hosted the SACS Showcase to show families what SACS has to offer. In the 2026-2027 school year, limited open enrollment will allow students to attend any SACS school regardless of where they reside. However, space is limited, so students residing outside of district boundaries will only be able to enroll when there are spots available.
Enrollment is simply tied to opportunities. And when school districts have strong, stable enrollment, those are conditions where it's most likely districts can maintain strong opportunities, growing opportunities.
Families outside of the SACS district got to meet representatives for Homestead, Summit, and Woodside Middle School, and all 6 of SACS's elementary schools. Homestead student ambassadors even gave tours around the school for considering families.
Hoping that there's families that are interested in high school that we can give tours, and the ambassadors are here and their kids are going to show the families around because, you guys are the ones that live it every day. So we're excited about it.
With limited open enrollment coming into full swing next school year, students can expect to see more new faces than ever before at Homestead as our community continues to grow larger and larger. Jordan Barnes, HHS In-Depth.
Thanks for the story, Jordan.
Owen, these last couple of days, temperatures have really dipped into the 40s. But recently, it's been feeling way too cold out, especially in the mornings when I'm trying to get to school.
Although that is classic Indiana weather, I will say the outside temperatures isn't what scares me the most about these dropping temperatures. It's more so the ice on the roads when the weather conditions are just perfect, because once it gets colder, we see that a lot, and I feel like I'm just sliding around everywhere.
I couldn't agree more. It's really hard to drive these days with that ice. But in now with us is weather reporter Elena Baker to tell us if these icy conditions will continue as we try to drive to school.
Well, unfortunately, guys, it looks like you'll be slipping and sliding on the roads as there will continue to be freezing temperatures and precipitation that could lead to icy conditions throughout this weekend. Today, you can expect cloudy skies with a big chance of snow showers and a high of 35 degrees walking out of school. It will drop down to 17 degrees tonight as a low. Saturday is still looking cloudy with even colder temperatures and a high only reaching 20 degrees. I wouldn't advise going out after dark because the low will drop down to a chilly 6 that night. Hope for warmer weather only decreases as the temperature goes down with it, dropping to a whopping 12 degrees and mostly cloudy skies. On top of the cold air, snow, and ice, there will be wind chills making the temperatures feel up to 10 degrees colder. Because of this, I would recommend staying inside if you can, and definitely not forgetting a coat wherever you go. I hate to be the bearer of all this bad news, but hopefully Punxsutawney Phil will restore hope for warmer weather as we approach Groundhog Day. Elena Baker, HHS In-Depth.
Thank you, Elena, for filling us in on this weekend's forecast.
Stick around, more HHS In-Depth is still to come, including an all-new Down to the Wire with Braxton Hall.
Next week, reporter Michael Foxworthy brings us a story over how impact grants have been helping Spanish classrooms here at Homestead. Be sure to catch that story and much more next week on HHS In-Depth.
The SAC Basketball Championships hang in the balance, and tonight your Lady Spartans look to get one step closer as they battle the Snyder Panthers. And then the boys take to the floor and look to remain first in the SAC in their own right. Come out and support the teams or catch all the action on the Homestead Media YouTube channel with tip-off of Game 1 at 6 p.m. Welcome to the first Down to the Wire of the new semester's all-winter sports are now in full swing. I'm Braxton Hall. Let's tip off this edition of Down to the Wire with girls basketball, who was in action last Saturday against Elkhart. The fourth ranked in the state Lady Spartans took care of business with a 72-32 victory in Spartan Arena. Gabby Helsum led the Spartans' offensive attack with 17 points and 6 rebounds. Meanwhile, Whitney Ankenbrook had 13 points with 7 rebounds, and Maya Epps tacked on 10 points of her own with 6 rebounds and 4 assists. The win pushes Homestead's record to 17-2 on the season, and the girls will next be in action tonight here at home against Snyder in a huge SAC matchup, with the winning team moving to first in the conference. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. Staying on the hardwood, on Tuesday, the 13th ranked boys basketball team took down Blackhawk Christian 65-48. It was the Spartans' second straight win against Blackhawk and their 9th win of the season. Mac Walker had a stellar performance with a new career-high 39 points, plus 10 rebounds en route to another double-double, which he continues to average on the season. Meanwhile, Jake Kuhlman tacked on 15 points and 4 rebounds. The boys will also be in action tonight against Snyder with tip-off at approximately 7:30 p.m. after the conclusion of the girls' game. Last Saturday, it was senior day for the Homestead swim and dive teams as they hosted a home meet against Carroll and Northridge in the SACS Natatorium across the street at Summit Middle School. The boys finished first out of the 3 schools, while the girls came in second out of 3. As a combined team, they placed first, beating second-place Carroll by 65 points. The teams will have their next meet on Thursday at Snyder. The girls' wrestling team is the first winter sport to enter postseason play, and they competed in regionals last Saturday down in Kokomo. The Spartans placed 21st as a team, but Amelia Stark made it to state in the 100-pound weight class, and that state competition began at 10 a.m. this morning at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, with the finals taking place later tonight. The boys wrestling team was also in action last Saturday, and they finished first out of 9 schools at the Bill Kerbel Invite. 7 Spartans ended up as individual champions on the day. The team's next meet will be tomorrow at Adams Central. On Tuesday, the girls' gymnastics team took down Snyder in a meet here at home. Jillian Krieger was the top performer for the Spartans, as she was the high scorer in all 4 events, plus the all-around. The girls' next meet will be Tuesday versus Warsaw. Finally, before we go, we want to recognize Homestead senior soccer player Grady Wilkins. Last night, Grady signed his letter of intent to Ohio Northern University to continue his academic and athletic career next year. Congratulations, Grady. And there's no Spartan Athletes of the Week segment for today, so look for that to resume next week. That'll do it for this edition of Down to the Wire. Good luck to all Homestead athletes in competition this weekend. You can make sure to stay up to date with all Homestead sports by following Homestead Athletics on Instagram and Twitter. Owen and Olivia, back to you.
Thank you, Braxton, and thank you all for watching our show today.
Be sure to follow our socials to keep up with the latest news from Homestead Media.
We look forward to seeing you again next week for another episode of HHS In-Depth.
Enjoy your 3-day weekend, Homestead.